Welcome to Essential Shorts, where we take a look into the world of student ministry, one topic at a time. And today's topic is about growth. Growing student ministry, deeper and wider. If you've been around youth ministry very long, then you've observed how some student ministries seem to grow wide, but have little to show for it when it comes to growing deeply devoted followers of Christ. On the other hand, you may have noticed that some student ministries grow spiritual roots deeper than a redwood tree, but can't seem to attract or win a lost student through their efforts. So today we're going to consider 7 essential steps you can take to grow your student ministry both deeper and wider. The list we're going to overview is a summary of sorts, a collection of responses that surface from a combination of student ministry consult interviews and surveys. I've organized them into a list of 7 essentials found among growing youth groups. This list reflects part-time and full-time ministries without regard to level of professional youth ministry training achieved by volunteers or paid staff leaders. The first essential to growing your youth ministry deep and wide is small groups. That's no surprise. A growing student ministry will focus on small group relationships as much as major event management. Recognizing the important role small groups play in the spiritual development of an adolescent is a key factor to growing both numerically and spiritually. To calculate your small group effectiveness, consider the ideal formula of having one small group leader for every 8 students in average attendance. Each small group should float between 5 to 10 students with an ideal of about 7 in attendance. Depending on the age group, interest level, and the time availability of the teacher facilitator, one group may need to be smaller while others can afford to expand without losing the necessary high-touch factor. So if you'd like more information on the role of small groups, check out our training video on our YouTube channel titled The Importance of Small Groups. So back to the list. So the first essential is the importance placed upon small groups, and the second essential practice of growing deeper and wider is a focus on excellence. Quality excellence. Growing student ministries have a natural tendency towards programming excellence. The idea is that growing ministries strive for producing programming that is perceived as high quality, regardless of whether it's not high quality compared to, say, star-powered megachurch. To the parents and the youth involved in it and who serve within it, this ministry is perceived and received as programming excellence. Even if it's not Disney quality, it's considered top shelf by comparison. So the first essential is small groups. The second is a pursuit of excellence. And the third essential is placing a high value on involving students. Growing student ministries will look for opportunities in which to place students into leadership roles. They want students to be personally involved in accomplishing their mission, their vision, and their weekly ministry gathering. They know the value of students developing spiritually through doing, through preparing, and through personal involvement. This essential recognizes the fact that student leadership cannot be limited to those who play and sing with the praise band, are extrovert or popular. It must be for all. The fourth essential is to avoid failed ministry repetition. Growing student ministries strive not to repeat unproductive ministry programming or events. Growth happens with those who are willing to discard or conclude a ministry that has proven to be unproductive over time, with a best effort expended to see it be successful. If you've given your best effort at making a ministry productive to no avail, then you must have the courage to discontinue it. Remember, an unproductive ministry due to programming ignorance or laziness is not the same as an unsuccessful ministry. So don't give a poor effort towards a ministry endeavor, and when it doesn't produce, declare it unsuccessful. More appropriately, it would be that your effort or lack of effort prevented it from ever really having a healthy chance at succeeding. Number 5, growing student ministries identify and encourage one another using a floodlight rather than a spotlight. Understanding the benefits of floodlight ministry is a key to high-touch growth. When we treat all students the same, regardless of abilities, looks, popularity, athletic ability, etc., the tendency towards inclusiveness breeds acceptance and growth. This is floodlight ministry. On the other hand, a spotlight ministry tends to promote individualism, exclusiveness, much like a clique. Simply put, a floodlight distributes its light beam equally regardless of how much or how little the youth brings to the table. The sixth essential to growing deeper and wider is embracing change. A growing student ministry embraces and promotes change. Now, I don't mean changing things for change's sake, although sometimes that is necessary in extreme stagnant cases. But when it comes to change, we have to remember that every ministry has its season. Some ministry programs will last a lifetime, like summer camp or Disciple Now Weekend. While the content may change and the programming may be updated, the concept of the annual event, like summer camp, may outlive several generations of youth. On the other hand, some ministry initiatives have a very short lifespan. and are established with the intent of only accomplishing a specific short-term ministry. Be honest as you evaluate ministry and be confident in making necessary changes. Knowing when it's time to conclude a particular ministry program must be bathed in prayer and executed with humility and confidence. The seventh and final essential to growing deeper and wider is celebrating parent involvement. A growing student ministry will celebrate involvement and participation from parents and other adults. More than chaperones, these adults are youth-friendly. They choose to invest in the spiritual development of teenagers. These are volunteers who are committed to providing students with a significant other person, someone to which they can turn to when the storms of adolescence touch their lives. Well, hey, that concludes this segment of Essential Shorts. So thanks for watching, and if I can serve your ministry in any way, please don't hesitate to contact me. Follow my blog at smeonline.net or on Twitter at PokerBoydSME. And if you have a problem or a question concerning student ministry, give me a call. I'll be glad to help you. Hey, drop me a line and let me know about your success story so I can share it with others. And remember that what you do is vitally important in kingdom work.